Welcome back, Guardian. So late day, about 7 p.m. my time, Pacific time. So I started reading through the Star Trek role-playing game Captain's Log solo game, solo slash cooperative gameplay rules. And I didn't actually get into the rules. I looked over some of the charts and tables they provide you. Had a look at the character sheets. Really basic, simple. I like it. It's nice and clean. You can see everything you need to see. You can track what's going on in the game world really, really easily. Uh, the oracles and random generator tables that they provide are immense. I would say that if you want to just sit down and you could literally write a TV show of in the Star Trek universe using just these tables. It would be so freaking easy. It's incredible. But that's not the point. The point is that I haven't, like I said, gone into the actual rules for the game system. According to what I've read in the synopsis, it is rooted in the Star Trek role-playing game that is currently out right now. So, and again, I have to review those rules. But I'm going to get the feeling that this particular rule set is thick, and I say that with a double C because it is gorgeous. You will get an entire background of the Star Trek universe. It's not the nickel tour either. I would say it's more like the $2 tour. It's not extensive. It's not like you picking up a lore book or anything like that. But if you're new to the franchise or returning to the franchise and you're kind of like lost as to where you want to put your story into the broader universe, it covers just about everything in there except for the Kelvin timeline. This focuses on just the Prime timeline, so if you want to play a Kelvin universe, you totally can. Um, it doesn't take much to adjust the tables, I would imagine, to accommodate all that stuff. Just certain things happen out of order, as was evidenced by the three movies that Abrams had made. So, and I mean, a lot of people panned the second and third one. A lot of people didn't even like the first one. I actually kind of enjoyed them in the context of the original series production values, both in the acting, the scripting, and I mean, the special effects are gorgeous and the sets are amazing. There was a lot of things that Star Trek has been always kind of anchored in that hard science kind of environment. So hand wavy things like the Force or hyperspace really didn't exist in Star Trek. It was more about raw science and then speculating where that science could take us, which is what speculative fiction, originally what sci-fi was called, was all about. Authors would take a look at something that's developing in technology or society at the time, and then extrapolate a possible path that it would lead through future histories. And a lot of times, Star Trek is also heavily influenced by time travel. It is something that is endemic to the Star Trek universe since the original series, as well as parallel universes. So it's, like I said, if you want to play the Kelvin timeline, it's very doable. I personally am thinking about building myself a free trader type character, not somebody specifically aligned with Starfleet, maybe somebody who is formerly from Starfleet, so I have the Starfleet connections or history, but more, I wanted to build a character that is a little bit older, maybe not so much wiser, because they'll be involved in all kinds of nefarious tradings and schemings, kind of a Harry Mudd type of vibe, but more of a what if Benjamin Sisko got tired of being a space station captain or administrator and decided to go fuck off on his own. So that's the kind of thing I'm going to go for my character. Um, I'm hoping that my wife will want to play along. It'll be kind of fun to see what her take is on her character for the Star Trek universe, because it is something that was a very prominent part of our fandom up until around Nemesis. Nemesis, I will have to say, was generally received as a very low effort, phoned in kind of event. In my earlier statement about the generator tables being such that you could probably create a whole new episode of Star Trek, and possibly with enough probabilities on your side, even actually recreate an episode that's already been aired. I mean, fuck, we have like, what, 11 different series, 4 in current production, and all these films, like 13, 14 films now. So yeah, it would be interesting to have that happen. It'd be fun. So that's kind of what I'm saying about the book is not, I don't think the rules are going to be so crunchy as to break down, things like line of sight and flanking and modifiers to, just about everything that you're doing. I don't think there's going to be anything like feats, bonus actions, extra actions, layer actions, and I'm looking for something that's not 5e basically. I play Dungeons and Dragons with my kids, but we chop. Not we. I chop everything out. You can play any class. You can play any of the five main races. We do the five main races. I don't call them ancestries. You have human, elf, dwarf, halfling, and half orc. That's tentative. Half orc is something I'm thinking about bringing in as an NPC experience. But I think actually the four, elf, dwarf, halfling, and human aren't good enough. It's enough to cover the basis of the game. I mean, everything else is basically just aesthetics when you think about it. I mean, how much different can a tabaxi be from a halfling other than size and, the ears and tail thing? Excuse me. So, yeah, that's about it. Anyway, we're going to go do some more farming. I'm going to see if I can get myself a new set of armor. Yeah, oh, by the way, it's 300 plus pages. Let me bring this back up real quick here. Unfortunately, I don't have a webcams or any ability to do frame in frame because I'm on the PlayStation. I don't know how to do that on the PlayStation. I don't even know how to do it on the PC or if it's even something that's worth doing. I see a lot of people who are doing streams and they'll bring up their PC screen or laptop screen onto the actual. I guess there's some kind of coding I have to do or something like that, but it's like that. Okay, it's called Star Trek Captain's Log Solo RPG, and it clocks in. Now, if you go to Drive-Thru RPG, you're going to see four different covers. The cover is completely irrelevant. It's all about aesthetics. I did choose the original series cover simply because I'm an old Grognard type fan. Yeah, it is. It is 336 pages, and there are some supplemental material which includes ships of the line for lower decks, as well as a few other little items. So I would say definitely if you've got the $18, I believe it was $18, head on out there, especially if you're a Star Trek fan and thinking that it'd be kind of fun to do this. I like solo gaming, like I mentioned earlier, because it very clearly sets everybody on a cooperative field. I do allow my players to go player versus player in the context of the game. But I do not appreciate tables where the dungeon master or the GM, the game master, is very definitely in odds with the players. It's players versus the GM, and I don't really like that. I played on a few tables like that in the early days, the mid '80s to early '90s, where I had a hostile dungeon master or a hostile game master, and it was not a good experience. It really wasn't a lot of fun, and it seemed like, if you well, some of the players at one table actually tried to partner with the GM, and it created this really, really nasty vibe. And yeah, I just excused myself from that group and never went back. So I'm going to shut up now because I'm still fucking around with a head chest cold, and it's just annoying me. And talking is something I don't really feel like doing, so I'm going to focus on trying to get as much done in this as I can, so I can get some good armor. Mostly, I just need to get more silver ash to modify the pieces I have. We'll just do that. Yay. Okay, anyway, I'm going to mute now. You can continue watching the gameplay if you want to, and I will say thank you for stopping by, and in the meantime, yeah, go have some fun. Definitely give somebody you care about a hug, especially yourself. You deserve it. Okay. Somebody play the sad trombone for me, will you please? That was that was fucking pathetic. I'm not gonna be able to get there to do anything creative. Oh yes, I just love humping the walls. Fuck. Oh come on. Any other time my character doesn't jump that fucking far. Son of a. Okay, whatever. At this point, you're just gonna sit and wait. Well, it's my bad for playing this late in the day. Truthfully, I'm just trying to distract myself. Kind of going through a bout of anxiety. I just kind of wanted to just fuck off and do something mindless for a little bit. Which is why I like video games. Can I punch that? Yeah, I can. I don't like a lot of crunchy shit. I don't like crunchy video games. I don't like crunchy role-playing games. I don't like crunchy board games. Chess is enough when it comes to crunch. Cereal is also pretty good too. Trying to figure out how Cabal got this low field thing going on. I guess that must be an after effect or a skull. Here we go, the drinker. The only thing that I'm not happy about this particular activity is that it is very definitely gated. It is timed. You will spend a fixed amount of time in here. You could possibly spend longer. But speedrunning this is just not something the game wants you to do. It's really kind of sad because that's actually something else I enjoy in video gaming is speedrunning stuff. It's kind of like what I mean. After you beat the old school console games like Final Fantasy and Legend of Zelda, Super Mario, Pac-Man. Well, not Pac-Man. You can't really speedrun Pac-Man. But you see what I'm saying. It's like, what's the next challenge? Is do it faster. Okay, we got 70 silver ash. We're looking for. See, I think I'm focusing on gauntlets and pants. No, helmet and boots. That's what I'm focusing on. So I want something with some moderately decent stats. That's a 52. That's not going to be very good. It's just such gambling. Oh, that's a 64. That's actually a good start. Oops. Almost forgot about this part. Whatever you do, game, don't take too long. Okay. I guess Hawthorne's got some things to tell me. Alright, so let's see, what do we want? Okay, so I have spark of mobility on everything. What I want to also add to that is some intellect. So let's do spark of intellect on this. See what happens. Hey, look at that. We have an 8. We have crap. We got crap. That didn't help at all. Damn, dude. Yeah, that's the thing I don't like is that it always rolls below my current whatever value I had total on that armor. It seems I get less than that. I don't know if that's like par for everybody else. I know it's a warning in the tooltip that says so, but that's like really bullshit. I mean, I don't fucking understand why does that have to happen. Let's see. Let's see if I roll above 52. Let's see if I can actually. Do I have enough for that? No, I don't. I got a 57. Now, if I add another, whoops, it says here, viewing armor increases its stats most of the time, but there's a small chance that its stat total will decrease. And I keep hitting that small chance. It's like, shit, fuck, dude, why don't I go fucking get the lottery ticket then? You know? If I'm the outlier and get that small chance, I should probably be. Games like this are way too bent on the gambling aspect, and I just don't really feel like that. Too much RNG. I mean, it's one thing if you're rolling dice on a board game, but you do have a range that you're expecting to have happen. I do not like the DreamWorks perk, and One for All is just worthless on a rocket launcher. So I'm just going to toss all this shit. Okay, well, that's all that is for now. Thanks for stopping by.